Hello, and welcome to Zephyr. Today, we'll learn about 7 hidden techniques to boost your intelligence. Before we begin, please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so, and also click the notification bell to be notified anytime we upload new videos. Also, if you want to be successful and develop rich people habits, the rock-solid, time-tested counsel in this best-selling book has brought joy and prosperity to many people. To learn more, follow the first link in the description. Let's get started. 1. Observational modification. You're stuck on a difficult challenge that's way out of your league. You look at the problem and think, this is way too difficult for me, or I'm not smart enough to tackle this problem. But you have all the tools you need to solve even the most difficult problems. The issue is that you don't know how to successfully use those tools. If you want to improve your intellect, you must alter the way you think, reason, and solve issues. The scientific method is something you've probably heard of. The scientific method is a method used by scientists all around the world to measure and test their findings. You don't have to understand the complete scientific process, but you may apply the concepts that underpin this strong methodology to guide your thinking. Let's take a look at Think, Try, Learn, or TTL, a simplified form of the scientific method. TTL aids in the organization of your thoughts, the approach to complex tasks, and the learning from your failures. The first step is to consider your problem. Before attempting to solve anything, ask yourself, what do I believe the solution will look like? What is my strategy for locating that solution? What outcomes do I expect to find? Your forecast is referred to as a hypothesis in the scientific approach. Then it's time to try something new. Dispute the predictions. Put your hypothesis to the test. 2. Audio input. The advantages of reading are well known. The planet is littered with millions of books. They can teach you about any topic you can think of. However, not everyone enjoys reading. Some people become tired when they stare at a book. Others are too busy or too enthusiastic to read pages and pages of text every day. Is there any way to expand your knowledge if you fall into one of these categories? Audiobooks provide a mobile, engaging alternative to traditional reading for those who are busy, scattered, and energetic. Some argue that listening to an audiobook isn't the same as reading a printed book. But the truth is that as long as you're absorbing new information, it doesn't really matter what form it takes. Whether you're reading a book chapter or listening to a chapter read out, you're gradually but steadily boosting your intelligence. Pick up an audiobook no matter how busy or preoccupied you are. Listen to your book in the background while driving, doing chores, or exercising. If you fill the gaps in your life with interest and information, you will begin to learn without even thinking about it. 3. Analyze retrograde. Chess players are among the world's most astute strategists. They not only play a difficult game, but they also expertly evaluate hundreds of moves every day. Retrograde analysis is a strategy that many chess players practice on a daily basis. When you evaluate a problem, you usually start at the beginning and work your way through each phase until you reach the end. Your mental process is reversed when you use retrograde analysis. You begin at the end and work your way back to the beginning. A chess player may reverse analyze their games to determine where they may improve. Similarly, an artist employs retrograde analysis by turning their work upside down. Suddenly, the artist notices contradictions that they were previously unaware of, all because their perspective has shifted. 4. Mathematical tricks. Math may not be your favorite subject, but it is a skill that you utilize every day. Every day, we are forced to perform elementary math tasks such as addition, subtraction, decimals, percentages, and fractions. But many people are so out of practice that they can't even solve the most simple equations. If you want to improve your intelligence, take a crash course in simple mental math. You don't have to learn calculus or geometry, but you should work on your ability to solve simple equations. As an example, suppose you wish to leave a tip at a restaurant. The cost is $40, and you'd like to give a 15% tip. What much of money should you give? Even for simple situations like this one, most people get out their phones, find their calculators, and enter the figures. However, with a little practice, you will be able to answer problems like this in the blink of an eye. To begin, here's a simple formula for calculating rounded percentages. To calculate 15% of $40, multiply 10% of $40 by 5% of $40. Divide a number by 10 to find 10% of it. In this situation, 40 divided by 10 equals 4. So 10% of $40 equals $4. But how can you calculate 5% of the same value? Isn't 5 only half of 10? Divide 10% of the original figure in half. In this situation, 5% of 40 equals 2. You now understand that 10% of $40 equals $4 and 5% of $40 equals $2. So, what are your next steps? Add them all together and you'll have your final answer. 15% of $40 is equal to $6. This is only one of several mathematical shortcuts available to you on a daily basis. 5. Language study. Do you have the ability to communicate in a second language? There are hundreds of languages spoken around the world, but most individuals only know one. Learning a second language, on the other hand, is a fantastic approach to broaden your thinking and boost your IQ. Each language has its own sophisticated set of rules, complete with nuances, double meanings, and typical blunders. When you learn another language, you are venturing into uncharted terrain, breaking the rules you've known your entire life, and learning to solve issues in novel ways. And this offers your brain a massive boost. Language acquisition has been demonstrated in studies to promote growth in the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex, among other areas of the brain. It not only increases your command of the language, but it also helps you make decisions and strengthens your memory. So, choose a language that you've always wanted to learn. If you've always wanted to live in France, start learning the language in your spare time. If you wish to travel in Asia, you need learn Mandarin or Japanese. Learn a few words in your chosen language every day. You will not just master a remarkable skill if you are consistent, you will also become a more intelligent person. 6. General information. What exactly do you know? Many people believe they know more than they actually do. When someone brings up a familiar idea, you assume you know everything there is to know about it. However, if you were to explain that concept in detail, you would be at a loss for where to begin. Try this piece of general knowledge, for example. What chemical components are present in the air we breathe? Most people would answer, that's simple. Oxygen makes up the air. But that isn't exactly correct. The majority of the Earth's atmosphere consists of nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, and water vapor. However, relatively few people are aware of the truth about the air they breathe. Let's give it another shot. What is the total number of senses that a human being possesses? Most people say 5, yet humans have more than a dozen other senses. 7. Intellectual restrictions. Finally, there is a way to improve your IQ without doing anything at all. Instead of brain games, language lessons, and math challenges, you can improve your intelligence by acknowledging one fundamental truth. You, like everyone else, have intellectual potential. To put it another way, you can learn a lot more than you do now. Many stupid people accept one of two myths. You believe you know everything, or you believe you know nothing. But neither of these statements is correct. You are aware of certain things, yet there is an infinite reservoir of knowledge that you have yet to experience. It makes no difference where you come from or what you've accomplished. Everyone has the potential to grow smarter than they are now. You've already taken a huge step toward intellectual growth by embracing your potential. Thank you for watching Zephyr, and please subscribe if you want to see more fantastic material in the future.